friends, I want to say thanks to you. I want to say to my friends all over around the world. I want to say that one thing you have in common and one thing that I have in common is that when I started in the dogs, and maybe if you've been in the dogs for 20, 30 years, but you have that curiosity to what is not just the pit bull, but the very best of the American PitBull Terrier. What are the characteristics of those particular animals and what makes them the best? We're going to go through these things while we study these dogs. A lot of people call me all the time, and I want you to know that it's not an easy topic that I'm addressing, or not an easy challenge, okay? It's a little difficult because I get people at all sorts of type of knowledge. Some, they believe they're really knowledgeable, and fact is they're not. And some of them have experience of dealing with dogs, and although they had dogs for many years, they were not even real American PitBull Terriers. Just so you get a perspective of what's going on here. Every breeder in North America that's breeding American PitBull Terriers, where they call them giant pit bulls, where they call them triple X, double X, big dogs, whatever, they're breeding dogs for a long time, some of them. Some of them jumping as breeders when there was a boom about the breed. And fact is, those guys, as much as they brag about pit bulls and they write on the pages pit bulls, they never owned a single real American PitBull Terrier in their lives. Is that a shame? It's really a shame. Who's in fault of that? We're going to go over with that in a moment, maybe in another video. I'm going to address all these topics. I want to tell you guys it's not your fault. The majority of you guys, it's not your fault, especially those that were just honest people that wanted to get a pit bull and bought it. When I started in the dogs, I had a dog that was a street dog. It was street level. I didn't have any idea on what was a game dog. I didn't have any idea what was a bloodline. And I started digging for the very best of the American PitBull Terrier. Truth is that a lot of people that being in the breed of the real American PitBull Terrier, they own particular bloodlines for 20, 30, 40 years, never really achieved success. And so there is different levels of people that own American PitBull Terriers, and just very, very difficult for them to actually understand the real highest quality of the American PitBull Terrier. So, as all my friends that keep calling me, I have friends that are truck drivers. I love you guys. You keep calling me. We keep talking about it. People that work in a company, and people that come and tell me stories about their lives, how the American PitBull Terrier actually make their lives better, and a lot of the benefits that the American PitBull Terrier brings to them. I want to say something. I want to say this to you. Let me get the remote control. I'm going to put the AC a little bit while we're rolling. That's okay. We keep rolling. It's just a little hot here with the suit. So what I want you guys to understand is that the American PitBull Terrier, it was unknown to me 25 years ago. And there was people that knew that what they believed what the American PitBull Terrier was before me. And even up to today, they're starting to realize they never had the truth. Today, the American PitBull Terrier is in the most danger it has ever been. There are probably going to be more dogs out there they call American PitBull Terriers that they are not real American PitBull Terriers. I just blew up the whole community of people that have oversized giant pit bulls. I keep hearing this thing about giant pit bulls. I saw the video of big dog, and it was cute, you know, playing with kids and stuff like that. I think was a cute dog. I don't want to say that, you know, it might be a dangerous dog if it decides to attack somebody. I believe just any dog that, whatever the size might be, if it decides to attack somebody, it'll be very dangerous. Obviously, the bigger the dog, the more dangerous that's going to be. But fact is that the whole thing blew up out of proportion by calling that dog a pit bull. It is not a pit bull. Even if you had a registration paper by some of those desk registries, still not a pit bull. Fact is that one of the registries, the one that most real dogmen use, called that dog or send me a letter, an email we received that dog is not a real pit bull. We all knew it because the real American PitBull Terrier really goes all the way to about 55, 56, 57 pounds maximum. And for that dog on that side to be acceptable as a real American PitBull Terrier, I will have to look at the pedigree of the dog. It will have to come from a really top-notch real dogman, and not just some watered down guy that's just breeding some dogs down the road. So folks, stay in touch with me. Come to my channel. Keep looking at my things, my videos, my points of view. We're going to work on a topic that is beautiful, and I love it, and I love to teach, and I love to raise people up and uplift people's minds. on the right direction, I want to tell you that there's 5 parts, but there's 3 that we really want to talk about all the time. And the one that's number 1 and the one that's number 2 are going to be the most important for everyone in general. And I'm going to put it out there for you guys. And we're going to talk about these all the time. Number 1 is going to be culture. That's what preserves, promotes, and grows and enjoys and everything on the breed. The culture of the human culture, the winning culture, the desire to have something that will uplift you. So the culture is going to be number 1. And number 2 is going to be genetics. The quality of the genetics and where it came from. Okay? Very, very important. So when you call me, guys, a lot of times, and when we talk on the phone, some of you, I don't even know what your level of knowledge is. I don't know if you know anything. But I'm going to tell you a little secret. The best clients that I have are those that call me and say, I used to own a real American PitBull Terrier. My grandfather used to have the real deal. Maybe he got it from an old-timer dogman. And I've been looking at the internet for years until I ran into your page, until I found you to see your videos. And I realized that you are a gentleman, and I realized that you do have the very best of the American PitBull Terriers. I found thousands of kennels, thousands of breeders. You the best, I'm buying from you. I have children, I have a job, I'm a hardworking person, I'm a good man, and I wanted to have this for my family. My wife and I have been talking about getting a dog from you. Then I have other guys that said, I've been following you since I was 13 years old. And I always desired to buy a dog from you. And for many years you didn't sell dogs to anybody. And now you're selling some dogs, and I want to make sure I get one from you. What does it take to get one? How do I get my name on the list? I've been learning. And then I have other guys that said, I know everything that I know about American PitBull Terrier from the last 6 months of watching your videos. Those are beautiful stories. You know, obviously you have those guys that are very upset with it because they were living in a fake cloud, and all of a sudden, you know, they're gone because I'm just debunking everything out there. I'm putting the truth in the hands of good guys. My dream is to pass these dogs to people that say and put that pedigree or that certificate or all those certificates for the dogs they get from me on the wall and tell their grandchildren, you see those dogs you're enjoying today? Your grandpa got it many, many years ago from a guy. You see the guy's picture on the wall? His name was Chico Lopez. And that puppy he's holding there was the first dog I got from him. That's what I'm going for. I'm passing on these great genetics to the very best humans in the planet. So they, together with me, we join forces and we have a single culture that'll take our dogs to the next 20, 30, 40 decades from now. Or whatever. You know, take it over the next century. All together. So a lot of people try us to save these dogs. But we didn't have to save it from laws or anything like that. We had to save it from ourselves, from the ignorance that most of us had. And believe me, when I got into the dogs, the first mistake, and that's what I said was going to be a blend, the first mistake that was in front of me, that was a temptation, it was I wanted to get acceptance from people. I wanted to be important without having a merit at one point, and I realized that I had to have a merit. And then once I invested so much money on these young dogs, and I was, you know, selecting the best ones of them, I realized that I didn't know what I really needed to know to be very successful. And I also realized that the people around me were not the smartest cats in the world. And the ones that knew the most, the ones that really knew the most, they were not going to share that with me. And the ones that were willing to share what they knew, they were repeating what they heard from somebody else, from a book they read. They were giving information that they were passing on, and they called themselves experts. So that was a problem. And so with all this being said, it was very, very difficult at the beginning. And then the worst came about. I had a lot of dogs, and people just flocked to me. It's like, whoa, when you breed those two, I want to get one. And I was going to become famous by breeding dogs. And sooner than later, I realized I didn't go into the path. I said, I didn't get in the dogs to be a breeder. And I didn't get in the dogs to be a breeder. You know, some people say, oh, Chico's a peddler. Let me give you the definition of a peddler. A peddler is that guy that whenever the phone rings, yes, you can buy a dog from me. That's not my case. I'm not a peddler. I'm the real deal. I'm the best and the last hope for the real dogman. Somebody calls, I ask the right questions. What are you going to do with the dog? What you want to do? What you want to get? If you're a breeder, I'm not going to sell you. Be like, why would you sell me if I'm a breeder? Well, let's just say that for the last 30 to 40 to 50 years, breeders is the reason why the dogs are destroyed. Just a small hand of real dogmen that were breeders, and just a little small hand is what kept the breed alive. The ocean of all those breeders out there, they destroyed the breed. Those dogs they have in the neighborhoods, and oh, my cousin got a dog, you got a female, let's breed it. The idea that being an owner automatically make you a breeder is the wrong cause, is the wrong deal. What I want you to do is, as I'm going to develop these videos and bring interesting things to you, interesting ideas for you to learn, and you morph your thinking, your thoughts, and we all together work to preserve the breed. We're going to take notes, we're going to learn, I'm going to give you information that's going to be great for you guys. You guys are smart, you're going to be able to look at other channels or whatever, and you're going to automatically know the merits, and the man behind the dog is the most important part. The source has to be perfect. It has to have merits. A source without merits, nothing. If that source, you don't have merits, it's nothing. Even if he's the #1 seller of dogs, even if you take pictures with a whole bunch of old timers, you understand? It's nothing. We're looking for the best merits and the person that had the best knowledge in regards of every area of the dogs. Maintenance is important. If they give good maintenance, bravo Alec, good luck to you. That's great. Pass it on. Teach the people about the maintenance. That's great. But breeding is not just collecting semen or breeding these dogs, putting them in a breeding stand and showing pictures. No. It's way beyond that. And I'll tell you the destruction of the breed in 2007. That was the nail that closed the coffin. We are here with something very special that I isolated from all the people. And I kept it only for myself, and it was going to stay only for me. But then I decided to share it with good people and good men out there. So understand, I don't sell to doggers. I don't sell to people from the swamp, which is the leftovers of the game, hanging around in there. And I only sell to great people. We're going to go over things that'll tell you and teach you. Today, you learn dogs that are big, extra size, all this stuff. Those are not real American PitBull Terriers. Think about the great American PitBull Terriers that they keep changing through time. At one time, Kobe's picture, okay, or Dime, that was the picture of a real American PitBull Terrier, okay. The same way, the 1955 Chevy was probably a good car, maybe a good fast car, and today it's not, okay. Same thing, performance always keep improving. Even race horses or cars. Whoever was champion in drag racing, I remember when before John Force came into drag racing, for instance, being a top champion was 3 times champion in your life. 3 times you were the best of the best. Today he's 16 times champion drag racing, and best of the best, whatever. Broke everything that people couldn't even think about. So dogs is the same thing. They keep improving and getting better. And who decides what's the standard and what makes those dogs better are the merits. It's the merits. We are in an age right now that a lot of those merits very difficult to check. And I guess we're in the last page of that era. I gotta say, I really feel it's the last page. Things became very difficult. So right now we have a very selected gene pool that need to be preserved, and the families, it got to be in the hands of families of good people. My dogs are not for everybody. They're not for the lazy guy. They're not for the person that want to be breeding around. They're not for the person that believes these dogs can be around cats. Guys, you guys have cats, enjoy the cats, okay? You can get one of my dogs and like, oh, I want my dog with 20 cats. It's not going to work. Like I said, it's a blend. It has a little bit of everything. I want to tell you thank you for coming to my channel, for giving me a call. I know some of you guys, are very happy when you call me. You feel, that I'm warm when I talk to you and stuff like that. I wish I could talk to people a long time, but I really can't. So going back to what I'm saying, this is a blend video of the different things that we're going to develop. I got a couple of surprises coming around. Stay with me. I got some beautiful videos that are going to be coming up real soon that are going to make you feel very happy. Folks, there is hope to the American PitBull Terrier. There is more than hope. We're going. The vision is already casted. We're going in the right direction, okay? So God bless you. God bless the American PitBull Terrier. And thank you very much for coming. Subscribe, and not only subscribe, there's a little bell there that says you hit it on it, and it has like a little things on the side, means get notifications of my new videos. Thank you very much. Love it. If you hate it, well, you're gonna put hate, but the guys that love it, spread the love. Godspeed. Chico Lopez, 123pitbulls.com is my easy link. The real link is therealpitbull.com. God bless you.